NFL on EA Sports. In today's matchup, we've got two teams who come in with identical records on the season. It's the Texans going up against the Vikings. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
Larry, in 2 years' time, it will host Super Bowl 52. You get a look inside the impressive new U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Houston Texans and the Minnesota Vikings. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together.
Let's go.
A first carry now for Adrian Peterson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. The ball carrier there, Adrian Peterson, he turned 31 back in March.
But after his return from knee surgery a few years ago, that incredible return, I don't think we look at his number the same way as we do a lot of running backs who turn 30.
Yeah, I agree. And right now, standing 17th all-time in the NFL rushing ranks. Here's the offense, and when you talk about this offense, you certainly have to talk about all-day AP, Adrian Peterson.
Does not shy away from contact. Also has the speed to go the distance. It's the rare combination that you get from one of the great runners of all time in the NFL. 2,000 yards every year is the goal. I never bet against him.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blow. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
The intended receiver was Laquan Treadwell, and it's 4th and 3. Now the fourth-year man, Jeff Locke, on to punt it away. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. And not great starting field position here for the offense. Here comes the D swarming to the line. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Now Osweiler on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. Wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Second down, Peterson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they're doing.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The defensive crew for the Texans. Here's a look.
Kevin Johnson's skills just continue to get better and better. An elite athlete out on the corner. He's up to the challenge of any receiver.
Now it's a bootleg with Bridgewater. Buying time to his left. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Kevin Johnson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And last time, one-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
Shift together here from the D-line. Now Osweiler on second down. Flush to his right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was at the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said, these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On third down, Osweiler. He's going to air one out. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
This is fielded at the 27. 51 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Viking football here as they take possession. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities. No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
He was trying to get it to AP out of the backfield, and it's third down. On third down, Bridgewater. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And now out comes Houston. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. And a look at the Vikings defensive unit.
When I see Sharif Floyd hit the field, I think of all the potential he has, and it's a lot of fun watching that come to the surface.
And they're definitely showing blitz here. On second down, here's Miller. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd-and-1 situation. So the pickup there for Lamar Miller, and he actually shredded his current team last year when he played against them. 175 yards, another 61 in the air, and 2 touchdowns.
I guess that's a classic example of if you can't stop him, go get him, put him on your team. Lamar Miller, big-time pickup for the Texans.
All week in practice, they stressed grounding, pounding the football, and they really executed it well there to get the first down.
That usually means getting back to being physical in practice, because when you emphasize pounding the football, it doesn't really come together unless you practice it the same way you're going to play it in the game. So that means more bodies, more pads, and a whole lot of popping last week, and they got it done in the game.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Now it's Miller. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right.
Detroit! Here we go.
Again, it's Miller. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Play clock winding down. From the gun on 3rd down, Osweiler. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Fielded just inside the 20. And he's got some space here. Touchdown, Vikings. Cordero Patterson, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The rookie Mackenzie Alexander in there for the tackle.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now Osweiler. Will Fuller was the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. And the D looking like they may blitz.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, Osweiler. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 18. Cordero Patterson. And he takes it all the way, but there is laundry on the field. A flag is down, and I think this one's coming back.
I agree.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to roam now. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
That run is what defenses don't like about dealing with Adrian Peterson. His ability to drop a shoulder and run through contact.
And he's amazing at keeping those strong legs going, isn't he?
For him, no run is ever truly over. I mean, he's actually not even convinced that when they blow the whistle, he's actually down. That's how he finishes runs in a big way. Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They'll come out in the pistol. Now Bridgewater. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's brought down. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting to run. They'll run for it with Peterson. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
That almost felt like the defense said, he is not getting in. What a play.
Not only stopping him at the line, but pushing him back a yard as well. They come out here in the eye. They try again with Peterson. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Adrian Peterson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. And it's good to make it 14-0. Forbath to send it away now following the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. On second down, Osweiler. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Third and long, it's Osweiler. And he goes down, it's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. And another timeout called by the Vikings now. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Fielded at the 33. A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
So 2nd and 10 here. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Bridgewater now from the 50. Finding time. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. To throw is Bridgewater. This is Johnson. He's got it. 18 yards there and a first down. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
Here's Bridgewater. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball. That was a good run, and it got to the second level.
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The 22 is the line to gain here on third down. They run again with Peterson. And he'll go down here right away. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
And now out comes Houston. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here. I mean, that was an example of why offensive linemen might want rearview mirrors at times, because you have your assignments to block, but if you can see what's going on in the backfield and maybe the guy carrying the ball is headed in another direction, you might change what you do up front. But if they can't see that and he's not in sync with what they're doing up front, well, this is when you end up with plays like this. A bad one for the offense, a really good one for the defense.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. From the gun, it's Osweiler. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? In this case, they managed to get it done.
From the gun on third down, Osweiler. He's going to go up top again. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And now out comes Minnesota. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there.
Jeez, they don't even want to let their guys get a drink of water. All right, third quarter, let's get to it. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there, because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, Are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. They'll run it again with Miller. And some room to work. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. That one good for 10 yards. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And
now on the pitch, the ball's loose. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity missed.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
This is taken at the 23. Oh, shifty. Whoa. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right.
Let's go. Way 90.
Bridgewater now on 2nd down. He's got time in the pocket. Caught on the right side by Treadwell. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
But sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
And Forbath will put this one through. And the lead now increases to 20-0. So put another 3 on the board. And all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the 3rd quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll run with Miller. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They'll run it with a fullback Prosh. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
3rd and inches, they just hand it to the big battering ram there. That's football 101, isn't it? That's bread and butter. Turn around and hand it to the big fella and let him get forward for a 1st down.
They isolate Hopkins on the left side. On 1st down, Osweiler. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On 2nd down, Osweiler. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. And that one results in 35 yards. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
Now the defense definitely showing blitz here.
Here we go now. Black 99 penalty. Here we go. Detroit. Detroit.
Second and 10 now. Osweiler into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Chad Greenway, with a pick. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Bridgewater out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. They come out here in the eye. First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that's also all for this third quarter. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Second down, Bridgewater. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Third and long for Bridgewater. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now out comes Houston. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Here we go.
And the pitch goes to Miller. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a third and about 2.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And the play clock's running down. Third and 2. Now Osweiler. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The first-time Pro Bowler a year ago, Everson Griffin. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Here we go. It's Osweiler on 4th down. The catch made by Miller. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones.
And that's caught inside the 30. And they get 28 yards on that one. And the Texans are going to have a first. And quickly they get to the line. Now Osweiler on first down. It's complete to Fuller. A gain of 6 there on first. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Osweiler now to throw on 3rd down. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans cut into that lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They come out here in the eye. Here's Peterson as they begin on the ground. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Again, Peterson. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Let's go. Way 90. Way 90.
On 3rd and 1, here's Bridgewater. It's caught by Treadwell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
Another tote for the workhorse here this afternoon. Peterson. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, and what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
Carry number 20 now for Peterson. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. A toss play. This is Peterson. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Minnesota, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they'll be